I came all the way to the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Did I just call that man Jimmy Kimmel? Sorry. Well, listen, fascism got me ready to defend all the Jimmys at this point. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. I'm ready to boycott, right? Because boycotts do work. Don't they, Jimmy? This Thanksgiving, we ain't buying it.
It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is showtime. Geno Jones, showtime. I'm coming to you live. Yes, Monday through, normally, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Hello, Chicago. Stand up, Chi-Town. I see you, Windy City, everybody on Central Time. Live in Los Angeles and Las Vegas and up in Portland, Oregon on the West Coast, 4:30 in the afternoon. Now, tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I'm only about 45 new subscribers away from becoming a YouTube partner. That means YouTube will monetize my media company. It'll monetize my YouTube channel, which will support. My media company is so important that we support Black-owned business. Today, we're going to talk a lot about that. I do it every day, but something very special. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. As a matter of fact, you saw the opening video, so we're going to talk about that. However, a programming note. Here we're about a minute, maybe a minute and a half into the show. No live show because of Thanksgiving. So there's going to be no live show this week, Thursday or Friday. We're going to enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday, just vibing with my family. And that's what I encourage you to do. All right? We're not messing with these retailers at all. So once again, tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Please share this in every episode. You can share. You can tag everybody's social media page that you know and follow and like, love, don't even like. You can copy and paste the link in an email or a text message. Subscribe, share. You can go ahead and do a screenshot, rip some of the video, chop it up, make it go viral. Please, please, or as James Brown would say, please, 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 please. Leave your comments below in the comment section you see right here, right below me. You see where it says comment. Now, everybody watching me live, the show's interactive. What does that mean? That means I have a live, you see live chat. You see that? You see that little box where it says chat? You can type in there. You can type in your name. Let me know where you're watching, where you're from, where you are, or say where you're at. You could be at work. You could be, maybe you're at the airport, at the gate. You're traveling to visit family for Thanksgiving holiday. You may be doing laundry in the laundromat. Maybe you're at work. You got your earbuds in. You're watching me on your big screen TV. You got YouTube, the apps on your television, on your tablet, on your phone. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're watching me, it is all good. So if you're watching me live, please, please, it's interactive. The show is interactive. You got a question, you got a comment, got something to get off your chest, jump in that chat room, type it in, let me know where you are, who you are, and where you are, and what you think of the show, what you got to say, what question or whatever. So let me get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. So, back in October, probably late September, early October, I said I was calling for something called, on this show, the Holiday Blackout. Now, I've done it before, and basically, because of this racist, sexist, misogynistic regime, with the inhumanity and the hatred and all of that, especially because you have a regime that put pressure, and some they didn't even put pressure. Some of them didn't want deal with black folks anyway, and they were just looking for an excuse to fire or not hire black folks. So this anti-DEI sentiment, it started with this Orange Hitler, racist, sexist, misogynistic regime, right? And then you had all these big companies, all the CEOs that showed up. The inauguration day, you had Mark Zuckerberg with Meta, which is Facebook. They call it Meta, but it's Facebook, and then they bought Instagram, and they got Threads. And then you had, of course, you had Mr. Elon Musk with his muskrat racist ass. But then you had the other, Tim Cook from Apple was there. And I'm leaving some out, but of course, little peanut head ass Jeff Bezos, his ass was there. So I said, listen, I'm good with the anti-DEI sentiment. You don't want to be bothered with black folks. We don't want to be bothered with your ass. So I'm like, all right, if you really want to do this anti-DEI thing, since you've done it, if you're going to do it, go all the way with it. Don't stop. Don't half-ass do it. As my mother would say when she got upset, don't half-ass do it. If you're going to do it, just go all the way with it. So we as Black America and other, sisters of all backgrounds, our brown, Latino, Hispanic brothers and sisters, our non-racist, our white brothers and sisters that lean into humanity and compassion and not racism and hate and bigotry, and our Asian and our Native American brothers and sisters, those who lean into humanity and not hate. But specifically for black folks, Black America, we are good with the I said, let's embrace anti-DEI, but let's take this shit all the way. You want an anti-DEI, America? Gotcha. As Target, how that worked out for them. So the holiday blackout was, we will pull all of our money out of this economy from Halloween to New Year's Day. We ain't effing with none of it. And there's a lot of different, of course, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant, because, he started the boycott, he and others. He was one of the main forces behind it. He was one of the main faces of the boycott with Target. They effed around and found out, because black Americans were spending $12 million a day at Target. And the majority of them were black women, because black women really, listen, they made Target. They even came up with a cute name, Target. So black Americans were spending $12 million a day. I can't even think of a black-owned business where black Americans spend $12 million a day. But that wasn't good enough for Target. So they had to get rid of and it was only, and the little DEI commitment they made was like $2 million after George Floyd was murdered. But no, they wanted to pull that back, take that off the table and everything, and we're going to get rid of our DEI programs, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so black folks said fine. Then about 6-7 months later, the value of that company, the value of Target's stock had dropped by $12 billion. Not the $12 million that black folks were spending a day, but by $12 billion a day. All right, so now here we go. Let's fast forward. I want to shout out a dear friend of mine, Latasha Brown. She is a force of nature. She is the co-founder, along with my brother Cliff Averill, Black Voters Matter. So you have Black Voters Matter, along with Indivisible and Until Freedom. They got together and they started the We Ain't Buying It. And I said, Latasha, you should have just put the SH in front of the IT. So I kind of remixed it and called it the We Ain't Buying Shit Economic Boycott. As a matter of fact, if you saw the beginning of the show, a little 30-second video of my dear friend Latasha Brown. So they are calling for a boycott. Actually, I got the days right. The boycott is going to start Thanksgiving. And basically, the boycott is of Amazon, Home Depot, and Target. But it's bigger than that. So instead of me trying to explain it to you, here, take a look and listen to my dear friend Latasha Brown, the co-founder of Black Voters Matter. Latasha, my sister, take it away.
20 to 40% of retail sales happen on one weekend, a weekend that starts what we call Black Friday. So look, black folks, if they're going to call it Black Friday, let's show them what a Black Friday really look like. And so for that weekend, what we're doing is we're calling We Ain't Buying It. We ain't buying this foolishness. We're not buying this racism. We're not buying this abandonment of DEI. We're not buying that the wealthiest country in the world cannot take care of its own citizens, but can take money to build golden dining rooms. we're not buying from companies that won't stand with us. We're not buying from companies that have aligned themselves with racists, that have aligned themselves with those who are seeking to hurt and harm us. What we are going to do is on Thursday, instead of spending money with anybody, we're going to spend time with the ones we love, with our family and our friends. We're not spending any money that day. We're going to spend our greatest capital, which is love, with those that we love. On Friday, which is Black Friday, we're going to black it out. On that Black Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to show them what a Black Friday really is. You're not going to get our money. We're not going to spend with you. And that Saturday and Sunday, we know that small businesses have always been the engine that's kept our communities going. So we're going to ask you, if you got to buy something that weekend, we understand that we all like to shop during the Thanksgiving holidays, that you take time and go to a small, local owned, a black owned, a women owned business, or businesses owned by immigrants, like people who are in our community, that embedded our community. We take our resources and redirect it there. And then on Monday, listen, y'all, on Monday, it is Cyber Monday. That is the biggest tech day of the year. Remember those same tech dudes that were sitting in the White House, centered around Donald Trump, kissing his feet? We got to send them a message on that day. We're not buying anything online on that day, because this is a moment for us to really flex, use our powers, build our muscles, so that we can show collectively we have power.
All right. Shout out to Latasha Brown, co-founder, along with my brother Cliff Averill, Black Voters Matter. They, along with Indivisible and Until Freedom, called for the We Ain't Buying It. And I've remixed it. On this show, we are calling it the We Ain't Buying Shit. I just put a SH in front of the IT. We ain't buying shit. I'm sorry, mother. I just got to call it. I got to call it the way it is. Economic boycott. So shout out to Latasha. Thank you for sending me the video. She's like, Geno, I'm so busy. And I've seen her all over CNN. She was on, I think, MSNBC. She's been all over. And I know how busy she's at. So I got you. Latasha, my sister, I got you. I absolutely got you. I got you. Don't fret it. Don't sweat it here. Is we just trying to, we rebuking the enemy here. See, the enemy got so upset with how live that is, trying to mess with everything. Just a second here, we're just rebooting everything. Everybody, there we go. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. See, we had to rebuke Satan. Satan is always busy. He is, there we go. There we go. All right, see, rebuking the enemy because he's pissed off. He's like, no, we can't get the, Satan, we rebuke you. We're not effing with you. So shout out to Latasha Brown, and everybody with Black Voters Matter. So once again, they're calling it the We Ain't Buying It economic boycott of Amazon, Home Depot, and Target. From Thanksgiving, which is this Thursday, November 27th, all the way through and past Cyber Monday. That includes this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Cyber Monday, a week from today, next Monday, December 1st, because all those CEOs, all those tech titans, and the racist tech CEOs, from Jeff Bezos, from definitely Mark Zuckerberg, the whole crew. The dude is the CEO of Google. He was there too, all of them. So we need to send them a message. All right, like I said, we have got the power. We've got the power of the purse. We've got the power of our dollars. We got to use that power and let these folks know, man, don't play. As my grandmother said, Jeannie, don't beg nobody. Don't beg nobody to take your money. So we're not going to beg anybody. None of them. Amazon, Home Depot, Target, Macy's, you name the retailer. Apple, none of them. None of these social media platforms, none of it. All right? We ain't buying it. And I'm calling for the holiday boycott to don't stop next Monday. Take it all the way to New Year's Day. All of December, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. You heard in the video, Latasha mentioned that 20 to 40% of all the retail sales happen during this holiday season. So we need to send a message, especially Black America, since, America wants to basically give us, Black America, its ass to kiss, its racist, sexist, misogynist ass to kiss. So, all right, we got you. What we gonna do? We gonna reverse engineer this thing. Since you say are you sure? Since you are so sure that you basically just want to get rid of black folks any way you can. You sure about that? Okay. So we're cool with it. So we're gonna see how you do with our money. And I'm saying we should pull not only our treasure, but our talent. And we should start with the NFL. Since you're also anti-DEI, then all the brothers, I know you got families and wives and girlfriends and side pieces, but if we're gonna do this thing, we gotta go all the way. So if America really wants to anti-DEI itself, I'm good with it. So let's anti-DEI everything, our money and our talent. Let's anti-DEI the NFL, the NBA, college football, college basketball. See how that work out. You got the bowl games and you got the college playoffs. Yeah, just anti-DEI the brothers. And take that talent to these HBCUs. Now, I had that conversation because I know some people are like, well, they don't have a facility. No. Listen. We could do, if we take some of this money and spend it, with these HBCUs, you can do, as my grandfather would say, excuse me, he said, Geno, you do what you want to do when you want to do it bad enough. And when people are showing you that they don't want to be bothered with you, that they hate you, and in a lot of cases, they don't respect your money. Because when people don't respect you, they don't respect your money. So when these companies got rid of all their DEI programs, they're telling you, we don't like you. We don't want to F with you, and we really don't respect your money. We never respected you, but we would take your money. Now they're like, we don't even respect your money. Don't beg nobody to take your money, Black America. And it really goes for everybody else. Just not with the racism and the sexism and the misogyny and all the Islamophobia, all the hatred, all the humanity, all the inhumanity, all the hatred and inhumanity. If you're not with it, then you need to be a part of this boycott also. Now, support your Black-owned businesses, your women-owned businesses, small businesses that are not Black-owned, but are not with the racism and the inhumanity and the misogyny and sexism. Yes, support those. But no, send these retailers, let them feel it. And we can do it. We did it with Target. So now is really the time to let these people see. So you really want to anti-DEI this thing here? Okay, all right. Fine. We're going to see what them sales figures look like after the Christmas holiday. We can make a huge statement this weekend. I guarantee you. So I say, man, don't nobody, like Latasha said in the video, I'm going to play it again at the end of the show for those who may have came in late. Don't spend no money. Thanksgiving, forget the supermarkets. If you know find some black farmers, spend some bit with them. We're going to remix this thing. Do it differently. There's a way to do it. We're going to do it differently. Just vibe with your family. Don't spend all that, unnecessary. You got some food in there now. If you already went and got your Thanksgiving dinner, fine. But that going out, because they got so crazy with the Black Friday shopping, they started Thanksgiving afternoon, Thanksgiving evening. They don't even respect people, their employees. It's like, you got people coming in Thanksgiving night to work? No, we're not going to do that. If y'all want to watch football or whatever, watch some movies, play some music, play some board games, just vibe with each other, love on each other, have fun, talk shit, whatever. You know, pray, have a prayer, whatever. Whatever you do, whatever brings you joy and happiness, comfort, peace of mind. Make it just celebrate each other and celebrate life and celebrate the memories, celebrate your ancestors, the folks you like, celebrate their life, tell some funny stories about them, you know, celebrate their life and the things about them that made them special, that made you laugh, that maybe got on your nerves, that'll just bring a smile to your face. We're going to reverse engineer this thing. All right? Okay. Do I want to segue? Well, all right, I'm going to tease what I'm going to talk about, even though we'll be talking about this, we ain't buying it, we ain't buying shit economic boycott. But real quick, so I saw a video. So Bill Maher had Killer Mike, my man Killer Mike, rapper, businessman, and Donna Brazile, who was, she was an official with the Democratic Party, and she worked in the Clinton administration. So she has been a high-ranking official in the Democratic Party for a long time. So Bill Maher is talking about, well, Stephen A. Smith should run for president. Stephen A. Smith should, all right, I'm going to just keep it 1,000. Because I have purposely not used my show to talk about Stephen A. Smith, Charlamange. I've mentioned their names somewhat because I don't need the clickbait. I don't need the clickbait. I don't give a damn what you say. I mean, I have millions of people viewing the show yet, but they will. But I don't need the clickbait, because if I really was about that, I could have used people like Stephen A. Smith and Charlamange, and I know Charlamange, but Stephen A. Smith is a special kind of character. And I was a fan of the work that he did with the First Take. I remember when Skip Bayless really put him on, you know, when Skip Bayless was with ESPN and he was doing it was a show called Cold Pizza, and it went from Cold Pizza to First Take, and then when Skip Bayless, he was debating this guy that was with the Denver Post, Woody. I can't even remember Woody's last name. And then he eventually brought Stephen A. Smith. So Skip Bayless brought Stephen A. Smith. Really, he put him on First Take. And this is no shade to Stephen A. Listen, he's done well at ESPN. I celebrate the brother's success. Now, he wasn't the most talented brother at ESPN, even doing debate shows. Shout out to my man, brother Wilborn, Mike Wilborn, who was on a show with this guy named Tony Kornhauser, Pardon the Interruption. Now, they didn't renew Mike Wilborn's contract. Shout out to Mike Wilborn, who's Chicago native. Yeah, I guess, I don't know is he in DC or Arizona. But anyway, so the bottom line, listen, Stephen A. got his money. He made his name, sports debate with his own style. I don't have a problem with that. But then I kind of started watching how he was moving. And then, you know, he's always kind of been the contrarian, but that's a business model. That's the success of that debate show. Somebody's got to be a contrarian. But that's really kind of his vibe. So now he's trying to take that same kind of contrarian, you know, attitude. Well, you know, both sides, and you know, I'm a straight shooter. Like, he's got a book called Straight Shooter, and then he's got a show, and so this is supposed to be his. But dude, you not a straight shooter. You shooting straight bullshit, and we can see through you. And I'm not knocking your hustle because you chose to check over the culture. You got a right to do that. But look, I've been working in media as long as this dude has, if not a little longer. So I understand. I do a radio show every day. #1 radio show for 20 years. But the point I want to make is that when you are working for people, he works for Disney. So he's got bosses. And those bosses will let you use that platform. They'll let you use it to a degree in terms of really speaking real truth to power when it comes to speaking out against racism and social justice or social injustice. And at times, yes, listen, he's advocated for black head coaches. He's advocated, he has called out racism when he's seen it in sports at times. He has. But like I said, I saw this change and evolution because then all of a sudden you saw him popping up. Him and Sean Hannity, with Sean Hannity's racist ass on the Fox propaganda channel, are good friends. He was showing up on Fox News, and now he's on with News Nation now, and he's, you know, political commentator and talking about running for president. So Bill Maher talking about, well, Stephen A should run for president because Stephen A, you know, you know, I'm paraphrasing, because he says, no, Stephen A. Smith should stay on First Take and at ESPN, even though for whatever reason, he's not on NBA Countdown. So I don't know if he left or they took him off the show, but that's irrelevant. But, you know, and to a lesser degree, I'd see Charlamagne is kind of, well, you know, both sides are bad and this and that, and because he took a lot of heat, you know, because he was talking about, well, Joe Biden this and Joe Biden was old, and it's like, okay, dude, all that may be true, but, you know, you tried to make it seem like, well, you know, I'm not on the Democratic plantation, and I'm an independent thinker. No, you may be, but you are a contrarian. And Stephen A. has mastered this contrarian thing. But when Bill Maher's talking about that he should run for president, I'm surprised that Killer Mike didn't really like go in. He was like, well, Charlamagne should probably run. Look, Orange Hitler has lowered the bar. Anybody, he's convicted felon. 34-time convicted felon. So in that case, shit, anybody can run. It's weird because convicted felons in a lot of states can't vote, but somehow this dude was able to run and be allowed to be in the Oval Office. That's a whole different show. But the point I want to make is that, listen, if you choose to check over the culture, Stephen A. or anybody else, like, because I work in radio, even though I worked in TV too, and this is a TV show, but I understand. And I know the company he's working for, Charlamagne with iHeart, because I used to work for that company. So I know what the bosses at the very top, the CEOs, and the heads of programming for the entire iHeart media, because it was iHeart, it was Clear Channel, then it was iHeart Radio, and then iHeart Media. So I understand that they'll let you go so far. But they don't, because their job is to entertain. Stephen A. It's a sports show, but he's trying to get into politics. Charlamagne, it's a radio show. It's about entertainment. It's about outrageous, controversial. The goal is to get listeners, to get people to tune in for short and long periods of time because they benefit in the ratings. But this whole thing for Bill Maher, like Stephen A. Smith should run it. The Democrats need Stephen A. Smith to run. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't need Stephen A. Smith to run. They don't need Charlamagne to run. No, they do not. If anything, this failed experiment with Orange Hitler, who didn't know shit about shit really, but maybe how to scam folks in business and in real estate and to bankrupt his businesses 6 times. So no. Now, because for all the flaws, and I'm not getting a check from the Democrats, and for all the flaws that Democrats have had over the years, you cannot compare that a Democratic Party who at least sees humanity and wants people to have just the basic things they need, like health insurance, like if they need SNAP benefits, if they need assistance, so them and their families and their elderly parents can eat, and that they should be able to have health insurance and to have decent schools and to make a fair, a living wage in 2025, as opposed to a racist, sexist, elitist racist, sexist, misogynist cult that don't give a shit about nobody, that has used racism, fear, bigotry, misogyny, and sexism to basically scare and anger poor and working class white people, and to get them to look away when these billionaires are taking away all the money for all the social programs and denying them the opportunity to form a union and not paying them a decent wage when they're not shipping their jobs over to Asia or Central America. These billionaires, but now the dog has caught the car. And these billionaires, along with these really racist white nationals that have hijacked what they call Christianity, which has nothing, this white Christian nationalism has nothing to do with religion, and it has everything to do with power and control and money. The only thing they give a shit about is money and power. And they've used racism, and they've weaponized what they call religion and created this racist, sexist version of what they call Christianity, white Christian nationalism, that's rooted in, like I said, power, control, and gaining more money for these billionaires. But it's funny because the billionaires who really don't give a shit about religion are now clashing with the white Christian nationalists who don't like the billionaires. So that's going to be a fun fight to watch them kind of cannibalize each other, because they will. But that's a whole different show. So, but just Bill Maher, no, and that's why I don't F with Bill Maher, because Bill Maher has revealed himself to be really Islamophobic, and I get it. I'm in media, so I understand you want to have the widest audience possible. So you want to play both sides against the middle. Well, see, I'm not on the Democratic plantation. Pox on both of their houses. Yeah, there was a time you could at least have a conversation about that, but no, not now. It is clear. You have really, and for those who say we need to have more than two political parties, I'm good with that. But you only have one now. You have a cult, you have a racist, misogynist, power-hungry, money-hungry cult that's run by billionaires that don't give a shit about none of us if you're not a white male billionaire. And you've got one party that at least has a sense of humanity and wants people to be able to have health insurance, to be able to have whatever assistance they need, to have food assistance, health insurance, decent schools, affordable child care, to be able to afford a first-time home, to make rent affordable, where you're not paying 60, 70% of your monthly income on rent, where young people have an opportunity to be able to get a decent paying job and have an opportunity without AI phasing their jobs out, and people to be able to have health insurance. And you got a cult that don't give a shit about none of that. Don't care. Take away all the programs, but let's give Argentina $40 billion and give these billionaires a permanent tax cut. Okay. All right, let me get out of here. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Programming, no live show, so it'll be the best of the Geno Jones Show this Thursday, Thanksgiving, and on this Friday. So you can come here and watch your favorite episodes. I've had all kind of great celebrity guests on the show, so it's so important. We got to support our Black-owned businesses, including Black-owned media. So it's so important. Your support is appreciated, and it is greatly needed. You can be a sponsor or advertise on the show. Real simple. You can just go to, as a matter of fact, there are a couple ways. If you want to be a sponsor, advertise, shoot me an email. GenoJonesShow@gmail. Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it. All one word together. GenoJonesShow@gmail. Now, that same email address, if you would like to support the show financially, via Zelle or Cash App. So Zelle, use my email address. So you can go to Zelle, type in Geno Jones Show at Gmail, and then whatever gift, whatever financial gift you would like to give, whatever financial support, no amount is too small or too large. It could be $5, it could be $5 billion, and anything in between. Or you can also, if you would like to support the show financially, you can do it using Cash App, $Dad G Jones. Once again, all one word, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase O-N-E-S. Cash App, Dad G Jones. But we'd love to have you as a sponsor or advertiser on the Geno Jones Show, part of the Geno Jones Show family. So just shoot me an email at genojonesshow@gmail, and I'll send you all of your sponsorship packages, the sponsorship package that you need with all the information on how you can be a sponsor and part of the Geno Jones Show family. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts. Check him out on Instagram, KLB Cutting Up. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her and her Lexi Jones collection out on IG, Instagram, LX.NCL_. LX.NCL_. All right, please leave your comments once again. Please leave your comments in the comment section below where you see where it says comment. Leave your comment section. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that was part of my conversation, the conversation in my chat room. Thank you, everybody, including Mary Dixon, my executive producer, my #1 fan. That's my mother. So thank you. Shout out to everybody that's watching the show live today, tonight, or this afternoon out on the West Coast, or maybe this morning if you're over in Nigeria or Kenya or Ghana somewhere, because I got folks checking out the show on the continent, the motherland, all across the world. So whatever time it is, thank you for watching the show live. We will be live Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, no live show this Thursday or Friday. Once again, please leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank you again supporting the show. Please reach out, since we're supporting black-owned businesses. If you're looking for a black-owned business, small business to support, my media company, Geno Media. You can do that this weekend. Once again, you can Zelle, use my email address, Geno Jones Show, or you can cash out $Dad G Jones. So we'll see you Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, shout out to Latasha Brown, Cliff Averill, Black Voters Matter, Indivisible, Until Freedom, the We Ain't Buying It economic boycott. And if you missed this video earlier, so I'm going to close the show. My sister Latasha Brown, let them know we ain't buying it. And I remixed it. We ain't buying shit.
20 to 40% of retail sales happen on one weekend, a weekend that starts what we call Black Friday. So look, black folks, if they're going to call it Black Friday, let's show them what a Black Friday really look like. And so for that weekend, what we're doing is we're calling we ain't buying it. We ain't buying this foolishness. We're not buying this racism. We're not buying this abandonment of DEI. We're not buying that the wealthiest country in the world cannot take care of its own citizens, but can take money to build golden dining rooms. We're not buying from companies that won't stand with us. We're not buying from companies that have aligned themselves with racists, that have aligned themselves with those who are seeking to hurt and harm us. What we are going to do is on Thursday, instead of spending money with anybody, we're going to spend time with the ones we love, with our family and our friends. We're not spending any money that day. We're going to spend our greatest capital, which is love, with those that we love. On Friday, which is Black Friday, we're going to black it out. On that Black Black Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to show them what a Black Friday really is. You're not going to get our money. We're not going to spend with you. And that Saturday and Sunday, we know that small businesses have always been the engine that's kept our communities going. So we're going to ask you, if you got to buy something that weekend, we understand that we all like to shop during the Thanksgiving holidays, that you take time and go to a small, local-owned, a Black-owned, a women-owned business, or businesses owned by immigrants, like people who are in our community, that embedded our community. We take our resources and redirect it there. And then on Monday, listen, y'all, on Monday, it is Cyber Monday. That is the biggest tech day of the year. Remember those same tech dudes that were sitting in the White House, centered around Donald Trump, kissing his feet? We got to send them a message on that day. We're not buying anything online on that day, because this is a moment for us to really flex, use our powers, build our muscles, so that we can show collectively we have power.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.
I came all the way to the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Did I just call him man, Jimmy Kimmel? Sorry. Well, listen, fascism got me ready to defend all the Jimmys at this point. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. I'm ready to boycott, right? Because boycotts do work. Don't they, Jimmy?
This Thanksgiving, we everybody.